Apple pie, huh?
Uh-huh.
McDonald's or homemade?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 hilarious movie sex scenes.
I woke up this morning and I felt like my boobs were bigger. I mean, do they look bigger to you?
For this list, we'll be looking at raunchy comedies that take doing the deed to its craziest extremes, whether the scenes are real or imagined. While there are many unintentionally hysterical scenes out there, we're specifically looking at movies where the comedy gold was deliberate. Did we miss any great scenes while we were cringe-laughing at this list? Let us know in the comments below.
Hey Mojoholics! For a chance to win cash prizes, play our live daily trivia challenges every day at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern only at WatchMojo.com/play.
Number 20, Hot Hotel, Bad Teacher. A generation of 90s kids grew up with a poster of Justin Timberlake in their bedrooms. The pop singer has been a sex symbol for almost a quarter of a century. That's what makes his turn as an awkward substitute in 2011's Bad Teacher comedy gold.
Miss Halsey.
Hey.
I'm impressed.
Thanks, I've been working
What
out.
a turnout.
Oh yeah, and the kids are just having a blast.
Cameron Diaz stars as Elizabeth, a hard-partying teacher who doesn't care much about her job. When she meets Timberlake's wealthy Scott, she's determined to seduce him. The two finally hook up on a field trip in Scott's hotel room. The encounter leaves Elizabeth less than satisfied and is one of the most awkwardly funny sessions ever put to film.
Maybe next time, we can dry hump without our clothes on.
I'm pretty sure I'd like that.
Number 19, Pleasure Town, Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. When is a sex scene not a sex scene? In Anchorman, Will Ferrell plays the buffoonish news anchor and ladies' man Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy? Damn it! Who typed a question mark on the teleprompter?
He meets his match when his network hires Veronica Corningstone, played by the incomparable Christina Applegate. Eventually, hate transforms and the rivals fall in love. The scene where they consummate their attraction is both hilarious yet shockingly tame. Instead of a sex scene, director Adam McKay opted for an animated sequence where Ron and Veronica ride into Pleasure Town on a pair of unicorns. Set to Tom Jones, the scene is wildly out of place and incredibly funny because of it.
Look! The most glorious rainbow ever!
Do me on it!
Number 18, Faking Making It, Easy A. Easy A is the story of Olive Pendergast, a high school girl trying to survive a promiscuous reputation.
My name is an anagram for I love.
What's an anagram?
Look it up, big boy.
The catch? She's never actually slept with anyone. Olive blurts out a lie thanks to some peer pressure. Unfortunately, a prudish classmate then starts an attack campaign against her. She confesses the truth to her friend Brandon, who is tormented at school because he's gay. Brandon persuades Olive to pretend to have sex with him. If he sleeps with a girl while everyone is listening at a house party, maybe his peers will finally lay off. Olive agrees, and the two proceed with the plan. They simulate sex sounds for the whole party, and it's as ridiculous and over the top as it sounds.
You smell that?
Number 17, Body Slamming, Bruce Almighty. Bruce Almighty is chock full of absurdity, but there's one thing about the film that's incredibly realistic. If a man is imbued with the power of God, there's a good chance he'll use those powers in the bedroom.
What are these?
They're a new breed, cross-pollination between tulips and daisies. I call them to-daisies.
After complaining about God's plan, TV reporter Bruce Nolan is given all of God's powers to see if he can do any better. Played by Jim Carrey at his manic best, Bruce starts by trying to improve his own life. He gives his girlfriend Grace, played by Jennifer Aniston, a night she'll never forget. The stars themselves are moved by the fire of Bruce's passion. His powers manage to get Grace going when they're not even in the same room.
Don't rush yourself. Sometimes anticipation can heighten the pleasure.
Number 16, Mail Truck Boot Knocking. Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Don't Be a Menace is an absurdist comedy, telling the story of two cousins as they navigate a surreal version of LA.
So will I see you again?
Sorry, baby.
You know there ain't no positive black females in these movies.
The film was a precursor to many parody comedy movies of the following decade, like Scary Movie, many of which also starred the Wayans brothers. Marlon Wayans' Loke Dog meets a shy girl named Keisha at a party and invites her for some fun in his mail truck. The encounter immediately spirals out of control when Keisha reveals her true nature, an Exorcist-inspired demon. Yikes.
Let's get it on.
Number 15, Tim and Katie Try It All, Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie. Eric Wareheim and Tim Heidecker worked together as the comedy team Tim and Eric. Their cult classic sketch show, Tim and Eric Awesome Show, Great Job, ran on Adult Swim for 3 years. Their follow-up film, Tim and Eric's billion-dollar movie, was unfortunately a flop at the box office. Despite that, the film contains one of the most memorable sex scenes ever.
Listen, wanna go inside?
Okay.
When Eric falls for a mall employee named Katie, Tim sleeps with her to help Eric get over his obsession. As it turns out, Tim and Katie are both pretty adventurous. In the scene, they try out an assortment of things, played for laughs. The scene cross-cuts with Eric undergoing a pretty gross spiritual healing session, which adds to the literal toilet humor.
We fought for laugh track, and they said, no, this is a feature film for the theaters. Laugh track wouldn't make any sense.
Number 14, John Cena Dirty Talker, Trainwreck. Amy Schumer's romantic comedy Trainwreck was the comedian's first feature film writing credit and her breakout theatrical role.
I was reading your article about how to talk your girlfriend into a three-way.
You read that one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Would you do that?
Nope.
No?
Oh, that got off the table quick.
She and co-star Bill Hader have great chemistry, and the film is quick-witted from start to finish. While Schumer and Hader shine, it's the athlete co-stars LeBron James and John Cena who arguably steal the show. Cena plays Schumer's character's gym rat boyfriend Steven. Though Steven is obviously a physical specimen, Amy finds their sex life rather dull. She tries to spice it up by encouraging him to talk dirty. The completely insane scene that ensues puts Cena on the map as a legitimately funny actor.
Can it not be about protein or energy or nutrition? Can you just talk about, like, sex stuff?
Number 13, a surprise guest, Zack and Miri Make a Porno. Zack and Miri could be the biggest sleeper in director Kevin Smith's filmography. Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks star as the eponymous Zack and Miri, best friends and roommates in a sleepy Pittsburgh suburb.
Just use the water out of the toilet.
There's poo in there.
After their high school reunion, they discover one of their classmates is now a gay adult star. Inspired by his success and a viral video of Miri, Zack persuades her to help him make an adult film. After a false start, they decide to shoot the movie at the coffee shop where Zack works. One of their shoots is interrupted by a drunk man, played by Tyler Labine, looking for a caffeine fix. He's so out of it that he completely misses the adult film he's walked into.
I need coffee so I'm drive home.
Okay.
Thank you. He's a cute kitty.
Number 12, I Really Want You to Leave, Bridesmaids. Bridesmaids is easily one of the best comedies of the 21st century, and it's no wonder why. The movie has the perfect mix of clever and gross humor and an incredible ensemble cast.
Jesus, Megan. I'm sorry, I want to apologize. I'm not even confident of which end that came out of.
One priceless addition is John Hamm, who plays the casual friend of Kristen Wiig's Annie. The film opens with a hilariously aggressive sex scene, followed quickly by the morning after. Instead of basking in the post-coital glow, Hamm's character rudely asks Annie to leave. Bridesmaids came out in the middle of the run of Hamm's hit drama Mad Men, which catapulted him to stardom. His comedy chops were shocking to a 2011 audience, and he plays the scene perfectly.
This is so awkward. I really want you to leave, but I don't know how to say it without sounding like a dick.
Oh.
Number 11, Limo Lovin', Hot Shots Part 2. For decades, writer and director Jim Abrams was parody film royalty. His credits include Airplane, Top Secret, and the first Naked Gun movie. In the 90s, he wrote and directed the parody sequel Hot Shots Part 2.
Colonel, who are they?
The Hot Shots movies were action comedies, skewering ridiculous 1980s action movies. It's no surprise that a Hot Shots sex scene would also provide a bit of roasting, poking fun at gratuitous scenes in action films. Charlie Sheen plays Topper Harley, a spoof of Rambo. Topper fights hard and plays harder, at one point seducing a beautiful woman in a limo before taking her back home. The scene is filled with one gag after another, a pinnacle of cheesy 90s comedy. Number 10, Hot Pie, American Pie. For decades, raunchy teen comedies have followed a familiar formula. A tightly bound group of teenage boys make a plan to lose their virginity.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're the one with the girlfriend and you're still stranded on third base.
Hey, at least I know what third base feels like, okay? You're still just a bat boy.
There is no better example from the 90s than American Pie. Jason Biggs stars as Jim, an average high school senior who's tormented by his own hormones. Jim is told that the feeling of a certain part of the female anatomy can be replicated by warm apple pie. When Jim's mom innocently leaves one out for him, Jim decides to take it for a ride. The funky music takes the scene over the top, as does Eugene Levy as Jim's dad.
Well, we'll just tell your mother that But we ate it all.
Number 9, The Battle of the Bulge, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. When composer Peter Bretter is unceremoniously dumped by his actor-girlfriend Sarah, he is devastated. He spends weeks alone at home and turns borderline feral. In desperate need of a shakeup, Peter takes an impromptu vacation to Hawaii.
Checking in, my name's Bretter, Peter Bretter, but actually I don't have a reservation, just thought I'd take my chances.
Unfortunately, Peter, played by Jason Segel, eventually becomes hotel room neighbors with Sarah and her new rock star boyfriend. When Peter romances hotel concierge Rachel, he takes her back to his room for some adult time. Peter and Rachel enter into a kind of sex war with Sarah and her boyfriend Aldous. Each couple tries to outmoan and outmaneuver the other, resulting in one of the loudest and funniest sex scenes in film.
We come back here and you put on that ghastly performance. I mean, I've heard that women do fake orgasms, but I've never seen one. It really deeply upset me.
Number 8, parody of Ghost, The Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. In the second Naked Gun movie, Leslie Nielsen's Lieutenant Frank Drebin must investigate an explosion. Along the way, he comes face to face with his former flame, Jane, played by Priscilla Presley.
Well, I see a certain kitten still knows how to scratch.
Jane has a new beau, but eventually the fire reignites and the former couple reunite in the boudoir. In an absolutely ridiculous parody of the pottery scene from Ghost, Frank and Jane's foreplay involves incredibly messy fun with clay. From Frank's obviously fake abs to a seemingly unending string of sexual metaphors, the scene will go down as one of the most ludicrous in movie history.
I ran away from you once. I can't do it again. Will you stay with me? Please.
Number 7, Sex Education, Monty Python's The Meaning of Life. Monty Python's The Meaning of Life was the last of the sketch troupe's films to include all 6 members. Unlike the previous 2 Monty Python films, The Meaning of Life returned to the troupe's roots in sketch comedy.
Well, as we all know all about foreplay, no doubt you can tell me what the purpose of foreplay is.
One of the sketches takes place at a fancy British boarding school. John Cleese plays an exasperated teacher trying to teach a sex education lesson to a class of teen boys. Unlike real students who might laugh at the subject matter, the sketch treats sex education like any other class. The boys are distracted and couldn't care less about the lesson, even when their teacher demonstrates with an actual person.
Hello, dear. Do stand up. My wife enters the room, Carter.
Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry.
Number 6, The Racetrack Romp, Crank High Voltage. Sure, 2006 Crank took public fornication to the next level in Chinatown, but the sequel went even further. Jason Statham's character, Chev Chelios, falls out of a helicopter at the end of the first film, yet somehow, Chelios survives with the help of a new artificial heart.
Look, it's a wireless system, so any kind of low-level electrical shock to your skin should juice it at least temporarily.
Unfortunately, there's a catch. If he doesn't keep the battery juiced up, Chelios will die. Partway through the film, Chelios is told that the friction can help build up a static charge. His girlfriend Eve helps him at a horse track when he tells her he needs friction, proceeding to give him an intense lap dance in the middle of the stands. But they of course take things down to the track to give the crowd a real show.
Friction?
I give you friction.
Number 5, Stand-in Scoring, Love Actually. In the Christmas classic Love Actually, Martin Freeman's character John finds romance in reverse.
By the way, he introduced me as John, but actually everyone calls me Jack.
Oh, fine. Nice to meet you, Jack. You got me right, though. I'm just Judy.
Great, just Judy.
He's a shy, polite Englishman who happens to be a stand-in during a sex scene on a film set. He meets the equally bashful Judy while they're both naked and fondling each other in front of a disinterested crew. The pair navigate the awkward situation by making small talk while transitioning from one sexual position to another. Unexpectedly, they find that they have a great deal in common. By the film's end, John works up the nerve to go to Judy's house and ask her on a proper date, despite the pair having already groped one another for work. They even end up engaged.
Hey! What are you two doing here? Might get a shag at last.
Naughty.
9 o'clock,
Number 4, Boss Nightmare, Office Space. Between Office Space and Fight Club, 1999 was a year of films about disaffected office workers.
Wanna go to Chachki's? Get some coffee?
Oh, it's a little early.
I gotta get out of here. I think I'm gonna lose it. Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
In Office Space, Ron Livingston plays Peter, a bored programmer at a software company. He spends most of his days desperately trying to avoid his boss, the callous vice president Bill Lumbergh. Unfortunately for Peter, his fear of Bill is so pervasive that he can never escape him, even in his dreams. In one sequence, Peter imagines a sweaty Bill drinking coffee, having sex, and still managing to pester him for TPS reports. For Peter, nightmares about Bill would not be great.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. So if you could be here around 9, that would be great. Okay?
Number 3, Tootsie Pop, Scary Movie. Scary Movie is primarily a parody of the Wes Craven classic horror film Scream, which itself was a bit of a satire of slasher films.
I can see your feet.
Okay, turn around. Close your eyes. No peeking.
The former put Anna Faris on the map and jump-started a long comedy career. The scene that cemented her comedic bona fides has her character Cindy having sex with her boyfriend for the first time. The scene starts off slowly, with a funny reference to the famous Tootsie Pop commercials. It builds with one insane visual gag after another, and ends with a finish so powerful, it launches Cindy into the ceiling. Not that we can really show it here.
Oh, Jesus! I never could wait to get to the chewy middle.
Number 2, Puppet Love, Team America World Police. Comedy duo Trey Parker and Matt Stone have been the kings of lowbrow comedy for over 2 decades. In 2004, they released an adult puppet comedy film, Team America World Police.
Gary, you can't go. Without you, the team is doomed. Remember, there is no I in Team America.
Yes, there is.
While the movie is a satirical slam of jingoism in the wake of the War on Terror, it includes plenty of graphic humor. The puppets let Parker and Stone mimic 80s-style sex scenes in bizarre and vivid detail. Future films like the Happy Time Murders would take inspiration from Team America and use puppets to take things further than they could otherwise with live actors.
I have something for that.
Hey, what's gotten into you?
I'm hoping you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Sex in the Cemetery, McGruber. A Night at the Roxbury and The Ladies' Man expanded popular sketches from Saturday Night Live into full-feature films. Following in that tradition, the SNL team released McGruber in 2010.
No. Tag! You guys okay?
The sketch and film are parodies of the 80s TV show MacGyver, about a resourceful agent with a glorious mullet. In comedy, shock and dissonance are powerful weapons, and McGruber leverages their full force in a sex scene. It begins with pure 80s romantic schlock, complete with candles, lace, smoke, and Mr. Mister's broken wings. It ends with Will Forte's McGruber absolutely murdering the mood with grotesque grunting.
You're amazing.
I have to go.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.